Virgil, I feel terrible. Virgil? The silent treatment. I hate that. I've got no reason to try that. Anna Maria, can you spare a moment?
What do you need, George?
How's Virgil holding up?
Well, he's pretty upset. He blames you for the loss of his MP3 player.
Those guys weren't even after me. So, this manuscript has been in your family for years, huh?
It was handed down to my father. He had a whole collection.
Oh, so there were more?
Many more.
So each one could point to a hidden treasure?
I wouldn't be too sure about that, but this one certainly does.
That meatpacking place is pretty shady.
It's a real factory, huh?
It is, but take my advice, never eat a Martino salami. So why are the Mafia after your manuscript?
My father was a heavy drinker. There wasn't a bar in town he didn't tell his treasure map story, and the fact that his daughter was decoding it.
I guess it was just a matter of time before someone took him seriously, huh? A high-tech MP3 player. Virgil, I know nothing can replace your MP3 player, but I thought this might ease the loss.
Well, what do you know? Same model. You steal it?
No, certainly not. I'm a lawyer.
Exactly, so you stole it. Well, it doesn't replace the music, though, does it? Ah, heck. I got it all on CD at home anyway. Thanks, George.
Hey, Virgil, you got 5 minutes?
Sure, what can I do for you?
So, how's Anna Maria been holding up?
Oh, don't worry about her, man. I talked her into a nice, cool place.
Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, she's been through a lot, George. She needed a shoulder to lean on.
Uh-huh. And you just happen to have one available, huh?
You know me, George.
Yep, I do. So, what happened after we barricaded ourselves in?
First they broke into your office, then they searched the whole place, then they smashed everything up.
Oh, I bet you showed them a few moves, though, hey, Virgil?
Are you kidding? I was under the desk, man.
Oh, well, so what did they do then?
Busted my MP3 player and left.
Well, that's some story.
What's so funny, man?
Well, you under a desk, Virgil. I mean, I wish I'd seen that.
You want to keep me as your friend, you better leave it, George.
Virgil, I need to get online to do some research.
So go online. What's stopping you?
The site I need blackballed me after Glastonbury. Locked me out.
Take it from me, George, and I've been in prison. Ain't no such thing as locked out. Now, where's that little gadget? I know it's here somewhere. There you go, George. This should be useful.
What is it?
It's a flash card with a few little features of my own design. Just slip it into your PDA and ride that internet.
Standing right next to her, she'd think I'm an idiot.
Right, George, this is my homemade hacking system with the emphasis on homemade, know what I mean? I'll show you how to use it by hacking into a computer owned by an old friend of mine. This is you, symbolized by your PDA. This is your destination, the database you're attempting to hack. What you gotta do is connect your data stream to the target computer without being spotted or stopped. See here, my friend lives on the other side of the state. This mountain range is in the way, so we gotta go around it. If we're gonna hack into the database, we're gonna have to pass through these points, or root nodes. They disguise the data stream from your PDA so you don't get found out. To manipulate the data stream, you gotta use routers and refractors. You understand? You're utilizing other less secure systems in the area. You're pretty limited to what the device can find at the time, but there's normally enough to do the job. This one acts like a mirror. It'll deflect the beam at 90-degree angles. This one refracts your beam at 45-degree angles. These are splitters. They can split a beam at either 45 or 180-degree angles. As the target device is searching for one data stream, you'll need to converge the data streams back into one. You do this using a splitter, but in reverse. But if you're using a splitter in one direction, you can't use it in the other. These points are the bad boys. They're nodes, which detect what you're up to and stop your hacking. You gotta be one step ahead of these fellas. Accidentally route your data stream into one of these, and your connections bust open. I recommend you plan your route before you start placing nodes all over the place. So, watch me complete this puzzle. There you go. Now let's see what my friend has in his database. Oh, no. Oh boy, we didn't want to see that. He is one outrageous dude. Okay, George, your turn.
Hey, Virgil, you got 5 minutes?
Sure, what can I do for you?
Anna Maria, can you spare a moment?
What do you need, George?
That meatpacking place is pretty shady.
It's a real factory, huh?
It is, but take my advice, never eat a Martino salami. I need to research the manuscript more. Hey, Virgil, you got any clever ideas about the manuscript?
Well, if I were you, I'd hack into that swanky database using your PDA. They'll have all you need, you just gotta find it.
Hi, is that Alfonso's?
Sure is. What do you want?
I'm doing a survey on closets. You ever been trapped in one?
Hey, George! My hero! How you doing?
I'm good, Juanita. Just checking you're still okay. Gotta go, though.
Drop by anytime, George. I owe you big time.
I bet you do. Bye. I am not gonna do that. Hey, Virgil, you got 5 minutes?
Sure, what can I do for you?
The fires of hell are consuming the city. It's the angel referred to in the manuscript. Cross, crescent moon, Star of David. I wonder why these symbols are here. St. George fighting a dragon. It's Baphomet, the idol that the Templars were accused of worshipping. A fairly typical depiction of a fortified European city. Now that's a king who really loves himself. A deformed holy man gazes over the seas. fleur-de-lis in some pattern. It reads, "Below the fortress of the one true patriarch awaits the angel, for he who is worthy and follows the path of the righteous." But which fortress? It reads, "The second, address the arms upon the shields, and close the circle for the knights to let you pass." It reads, "The second, address the arms upon the shields, and close the circle for the knights to let you pass." It reads, "The third, follow the master's worldly route and prove yourself worthy to lift. First, the fortress where he did fight, but was overwhelmed by Mamluk's might. Then he traveled to Longshank's fair city, and as grand preceptor he was received. To the temple at Villeneuve, where he was appointed Grand Master of the Order, before journeying to the island where he holds his court." It reads, "The last, to see the light, turn from holy Sion to face the great fortress of the Empire of the East, the seat of the Holy Church in the west, the learned Coptic city to the south." Look what I got from the meatpacking company.
Very nice, George.
Shame I don't like salami. Hey, Virgil, you got any clever ideas about the manuscript?
If I were you, I'd hack into that swanky database using your PDA. They'll have all you need. You just gotta find it.
I need to research the manuscript more. The manuscript was made in 1307. The Templars must have known an attack was imminent and took care their treasure would be safe. The link with Baphomet proves that there's some kind of Templar connection here. The Templars really were victims of betrayal and greed. Philippe IV. I wonder, did you pay for your sins? Even by medieval standards, Philippe IV was a ruthless, vain dictator. His puppet, Clement V, was no better. Clement V was just a puppet of the king. Did you know popes used to be regularly attacked by mobs in those days? Can't say I'm surprised.
As Napoleon said, history is written by the victors.
You know what? I think that the holy man on the right of the manuscript could be Clement V. He was Pope of Avignon and Philip's crony, but he can't be the true patriarch referred to in the manuscript.
So we just need to work out who is the true patriarch.
Jacques de Molay was cynically betrayed by Philippe IV of France.
Anna Maria, can you spare a moment?
What do you need, George?
That meatpacking place is pretty shady.
It's a real factory, huh?
It is. But take my advice, never eat a Martino salami. Hey, Virgil, you got 5 minutes?
Sure, what can I do for you?
It depicts Philippe IV of France. Clement V, certainly not the true patriarch. The medieval city of Paris. The fires of hell are consuming the city. The manuscript was made in 1307. The Templars must have known an attack was imminent and took care their treasure would be safe. It's an eastern-looking city.
If Clement V is not the true patriarch, and St. George, who came from Turkey, is fighting a dragon below the city of a holy man, who is the true patriarch,
Yes?
then the city must be Istanbul, which was known as Constantinople in medieval times. And the fortress must be a reference to the old citadel of Constantinople.
George, that's amazing! Does it still exist?
I don't know, but I bet someone in Istanbul would.
George, you are brilliant. Thank you so much for helping me.
Hey, I'm having fun. I'd never turn down the chance to search for Templar treasure. Anna Maria, can you spare a moment?
What do you need, George?
Hey, Virgil, you got 5 minutes?
Sure, what can I do for you?
So, Anna Maria, you feel like a trip to Istanbul?
You think we'll find the treasure?
We'll have a damn good try.
Room service.
Come in.
Good afternoon, Effendi. I bring chai for you and your good lady wife.
Thank you. She's not my wife, you know.
Ah, of course. Yes, well, you are indeed blessed, sir, to have such a beautiful mistress.
No, what I mean is, we haven't, we don't, there's nothing happening.
Do not worry, sir. A few nights here in the beautiful Pasha Palace, and the sweet creature will know your special gift of romantic love, I am sure. I shall leave you to your rejuvenating sleep, sir.
Hi, George.
Yeah, hi.
What a sweet waiter. What was he saying?
Oh, nothing. The weather. Rain. Says it's not expected. Never has been. All an ugly rumor. Which is good. Time to find the treasure, huh? I'll be in the corridor while you get dressed. All set?
Yeah, thank you, George.
Anna Maria. She's expecting me to lead the way.
I'm so glad you decided to help me, George. I can't believe we're really here. Can you?
Yeah, it's kind of like a dream.
Not a nightmare?
Oh no, not a nightmare. I used to be a patent lawyer, you know. Worked in my dad's old firm.
A lawyer? I'd never have guessed.
Well, I take that as a compliment.
There's a receptionist behind the counter. She looks pretty efficient.
What sites can you recommend?
How about the Blue Mosque? Most of our cheap deal guests seem to find it quite satisfying.
Anything else of interest?
There is also our Mosaic Museum. Guests like you seem to enjoy it.
Tell me more about Istanbul.
Do have a look at our map to see which sites could interest you.
Tell me more about Istanbul.
Do have a look at our map to see which sites could interest you.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. And busy with VIP check-in requirements.
Do you know anything about where we might find the old citadel?
I have no idea. Why don't you ask the waiter? He knows a lot about the city.
The reception computer system. Pasha Palace has probably got a free wireless zone. Posh place. The reception computer system.
A map of some of the tourist attractions.
Looks like we missed breakfast. Outside, Istanbul is bustling with people.
Ah, my friend. And how is my favorite guest this afternoon?
So, are you happy in your work then?
I have been a waiter all my life, sir. A joyous life, dedicated to the art of fulfilling the desires of each and every guest that travels to our great city. The exotic crucible where East meets West.
Do you know anything about an old citadel here in Istanbul?
Oh, the great citadel. Legend tells that it is buried deep under Topkapi Palace.
Topkapi?
Topkapi is one of our most beautiful sites. Alas, it is not open to the public this week. There is a political conference going on, and the place is rolling with guards. Why not instead visit the famous hookah smokers by Galatasaray? Or the San Sofia, the Blue Mosque, the Turkish baths. Very sexy, my friend. Eh?
Anna Maria, look at this. Topkapi Palace is enormous. Where the heck are we going to find any traces of the old citadel?
There's a fountain in the inner courtyard. It must connect to the water system. Maybe that's the aqueduct that served the old citadel.
Yeah, that's possible.
But how do we get in if it's closed to the public?
You are working with George Stobart. There's always a way.
The famous harem. Apparently, the prince kept 200 concubines, as well as the usual 10 wives. Museum section, it says. That's where the Topkapi dagger is exhibited. The famous harem. Apparently, the prince kept 200 concubines, as well as the usual 10 wives. There's a fountain in the inner courtyard. Sometimes these connect to the lower aqueduct system. Maybe we could get underground there. Lover's vestibule? Wonder what that is.
Maybe the waiter knows.
That's the entrance. Probably heavily guarded this week. Wow, the flower arrangements here are certainly a notch up from Alfonso's.
I guess the palace is impenetrable? I mean, with all the security?
Only the Crusaders managed to break into Topkapi, and they had somebody on the inside. A beautiful woman, I suspect, though the legend is murky.
I found a building on the map marked Lover's Vestibule. Do you know what that is?
The Lover's Vestibule. It is a side entrance that has a famous bolt system which can only be opened from the inside.
Are there any other interesting entrances to the palace?
There are also doors inside that require 2 people to open them. Legend has it they were installed to prevent the gorgeous concubines sneaking out for a quick rendezvous with a guard.
So this is a side entrance. Might be the way forward. There's a smaller courtyard there. Could it be a way in?
So this is Topkapi Palace, the jewel of the Ottoman Empire. This is kind of fun, don't you think?
Most fun I've had in years. Really?
This is kind of fun, don't you think?
Most fun I've had in years. Really?
It's a guard checking for IDs.
Sorry, no tourists allowed in this week. Wait, you press?
Yes. I'm a journalist.
What paper?
York Times.
They already signed in.
I meant the Idaho Chronicle.
They cancelled. Were you guessing?
Of course not.
Maybe you're not really a journalist. Maybe you are a terrorist.
No. You see, I'm freelance, so I often forget who I'm with.
Oh, yes?
Because I work for so many papers.
All the paper guys signed in.
And TV. I work for TV. A lot.
All the TV guys signed in.
And radio, of course.
Radio all signed in.
Oh, heck.
Apart from
Yes?
Eamon O'Mara.
You're kidding. But that's amazing.
Why?
Well, because of all the journalists in all the world,
Yes?
you picked the one journalist
Yes?
that is me. Me.
You mean you're Eamon O'Mara? We've been expecting you, Mr. O'Mara. Are you enjoying your stay at the Pasha Palace? I'm afraid I have to ask for your ID anyway, Mr. O'Mara.
Oh, heck. I'm sorry. I left it at the hotel.
No ID, no entry, no exceptions. We're all big fans, Mr. O'Mara, especially Ekin up at the gate. If he was on ID duty, he'd be able to let you in because he knows you by sight, of course.
Of course.
We're all big fans, Mr. O'Mara, especially Ekin up at the gate. If he was on ID duty, he'd be able to let you in because he knows you by sight, of course.
Of course. Now I'd better stay. Now I'd better stay.
This is kind of fun, don't you think?
Most fun I've had in years. Really?
Back at the Pasha Palace Hotel.
The waiter.
What can you tell me about Topkapi?
Oh, it's very beautiful. But the presidential conference is being held there this week. Only invited diplomats and press will be allowed in.
Why not visit somewhere else? There's a map on the wall there, where you can see all the main attractions.
So, I hear Eamon O'Mara is staying here.
Oh, yes. At this very hotel. It is so exciting to have a real celebrity here.
Celebrity, huh?
World famous.
That a fact?
Up your alley?
Very good. After my little adventure in Glastonbury, Eamon wrote a bestseller about it. The End of the World, my part in how it nearly happened, but didn't. On the back of that, he's become a celebrity journalist.
He still hasn't come down from his room today. I expect he is up there preparing for one of his brilliant interviews.
Nursing a hangover, more like.
Sorry?
I said he's so good behind a mic.
I get off duty soon, and then I shall personally take him the letter that just arrived from Topkapi. I had to sign for it, you know. Must be very important.
Tell me more about Eamon.
Imagine having Eamon O'Mara here in the hotel.
Yes, imagine. The letter from the palace might be important. I'm going to distract the receptionist. Can you grab the letter while she's not looking?
You bet. Isn't this fun?
Shh. It is, isn't it? You know, you look familiar. Have we met before?
I don't think so. I don't really mix with tourists.
Did you ever perform on Broadway?
I'm sorry, sir. I really have to work.
You really do have a familiar face. Do you sing?
No, but I scream very loudly. Please excuse me.
Tell me more about Eamon.
Imagine having Eamon O'Mara here in the hotel.
Yes, imagine. What can you tell me about Topkapi?
Oh, it's very beautiful. But the presidential conference is being held there this week. Only invited diplomats and press will be allowed in. Why not visit somewhere else? There's a map on the wall there, where you can see all the main attractions.
Tell me more about Istanbul.
Do have a look at our map to see which sites could interest you.
Using that won't work.
Please, leave that. It is not for you.
The letter from the palace might be important. I'm going to distract the receptionist. Can you grab the letter while she's not looking?
You bet. Isn't this fun?
Shh. It is, isn't it? Tell me more about Eamon.
Imagine having Eamon O'Mara here in the hotel.
Yes, imagine. Tell me more about Istanbul.
Do have a look at our map to see which sites could interest you.
What can you tell me about Topkapi?
Oh, it's very beautiful. But the presidential conference is being held there this week. Only invited diplomats and press will be allowed in. Why not visit somewhere else? There's a map on the wall there, where you can see all the main attractions.
Yes, That could be a plan.
The
Better
letter
talk
from the
to her.
palace might be important. I'm going to distract the receptionist. Can you grab the letter while she's not looking?
You bet. Isn't this fun?
Shh. It is, isn't it? Do you play often?
Not as often as I'd like. What's your handicap?
My ears, I guess.
Oh,
Can I show you my putt?
surprise me. That was actually quite impressive.
Thank you. It's all in the grip, of course.
So, how famous are you?
Oh, very famous.
I am not convinced.
Did you get it?
You bet. It's an ID card for the palace press conference.
You are a star. Back at Top Copy.
Looks like Eamon was given an ID card and a map for Top Copy. I separated the map and the ID card. I'll never fool him with this ID. I don't look anything like Eamon.
This is kind of fun, don't you think?
Most fun I've had in years. Really?
Eamon's ID card. The photo is only loosely attached. No way am I doing that. That's not quite right. That's not such a good idea. Eamon's ID card. The photo is only loosely attached. I've got no reason to try that. I've got no reason to try that. That's not such a good idea. That won't work here.
back at the Pasha Palace Hotel.
Fruit knife with the Pasha Palace logo on it. Looks like the waiter hasn't cleared the table yet. Got it. Nice souvenir. I've got no reason to try that. I got the photo out of the ID, which is now ruined. That's not the right approach. Excellent. Now I've got ID to enter the palace.
Back at Topkapi,
Çok güzel. You really are Eamon O'Mara. Now, Mr. O'Mara, say the words for me. You know, the words.
nah, I really couldn't.
Oh, please, I'm sure you could.
No, I'm sure I can't.
I think you can.
You gotta be in the mood.
Say them now.
Up your alley.
Oh, fantastic. Again.
Up your alley.
With feeling.
Up your alley.
Oh, Ekin at the gate will love it. He and I listen to all your shows. He's even got a poster of you at home. I'll let him know you're here.
Terrific.